Welcome to this week's video. My name is Molly, and over the last 6 years my husband Dylan and I have been creating DIY furniture videos, and ever since we bought this house in the beginning of 2021 we have been mixing in tons of home projects. Today we're showing you how we're taking this horrendous failed attempt at a flower bed and turning it into the modern gravel bed of our dreams. We will be sharing exactly how much we spent on this project, so stick around until the end of the video. Early last year I started the process of digging around our house, knowing that we would be putting gravel in at some point. I didn't know that some point would be before I was completely done. So now we are left with the gravel beds not being straight at all and weeds growing through the gravel like, well, weeds. Not only that, but our grass has been struggling for a good part of a year since we tore up the backyard to extend our patio. With spring now here and on this beautiful Saturday, we are getting our hands dirty to fix our destroyed backyard.
That's a real good day to be a filmer.
Why? I'm gonna work too, mister. So this is gonna be the worst part of this project for sure. We have to get all the gravel out and put it on this fabric so then we can make the line. Oh my gosh, I can't move my hand like this. Okay, the line straight. You'll see. Now with the gravel out of the way, we are bringing in a line. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but we're bringing in a line about 36 inches. Yep. 36 inches out from the wall, so then we can have a guide to make this front of the edge of the bed straight, because Lord knows that we're really bad at eye-sighting this.
This is my idea. My thought is to run this edger down this line, somehow not getting it entangled in the line, but giving us a crisp, sharp line to dig up to. Hopefully this works, and hopefully I don't sling a rock through a window.
Nice.
That worked okay. That's a cheap shovel. That shovel only lasted a year.
Little update, not one but two of the shovels broke, but overall this is looking great, but we have to go back to Home Depot to get more shovels.
The funny thing is I told Molly when we first bought these shovels about the importance of a quality shovel. Spend a little bit more on shovels. They last so much longer.
More than 1 year?
More than 1 year, yeah. So taking a level here, and I'm just sort of looking at level as far as this ground goes, and if I lift up, it gets level here, which means that there's quite a good slope towards the house. You always want everything to slope away from your house for water reasons. You never want water to be getting forced into your foundation, so we're going to take a little bit out of the front and move it to the back and kind of reverse that ever so slightly.
Okay, the edge is finally done, but now it's time for the edging.
We'll see how this goes. I've never actually done this before. Oh, it has a little sharp bit, so we might just be able to push it in.
Oh, yeah. And then you do it the other way. No, you do it this way. And you line the yard up with that line.
Yep.
So it is now day 2 of this project, and we got a lot done yesterday, but I have had a vision for what I want to do back here for plants. So let me show you what I got. A mound lily, spikes, hostas, and purple queens. a little over halfway done, and this is looking so good. It's taking a little bit longer, just a little bit longer than expected, but it's going to look amazing. I'm done. Okay, all the plants are now in. It's looking great. I'll take back what I said about it being the hardest part before about the gravel. I think this is going to be just as hard.
I'm so upset with this part. Look at how dirty our gravel is. We tried so many different ways to clean it and none of it was working. Our only last resort was to put it through a makeshift sifter.
But even that would be terrible and a lot of work.
At this point, we've just sort of given up and we realize that as we water it and it rains, that dirt is going to go to the bottom, which is not ideal. It kind of defeats the purpose of us putting in the landscape fabric. But at this point, honestly, the alternative was way more work than we want to do right now. So you can leave comments down below about this and I'll just take it. I'll just take it because I know.
We know.
It's just one of those things, you know.
This is the first time I'm stepping back to turn around and look at this, so let's see. That looks so good. I can't believe we did this. I can't believe I picked those out, and they all look good.
With the beds done, it's time to turn our attention to the actual yard because there's some bare spots in some areas that aren't looking so great. And so to fix that, we're going to use Scott's Easy Patch Lawn Repair. It's super easy. It comes in this nice little bottle and you just sort of sprinkle it out on those bare areas. And what's great about this product is it's not meant for large areas, but if you have pre-existing grass around it, it will encourage that grass to come in and grow in that bare spot. And all you need to do is just water it in. That's it. It's super easy to apply. Next on the to-do list is to get rid of all of these ant beds. They've just randomly started popping up around the property this time of year. It's a first for us, and we're using this orthene product. You just simply sprinkle it out, and it says it gets rid of ant beds in just minutes, which is really awesome. We're also going to be using Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. This is the Southern Edition. And this is a great product because it does three key things for you. It helps with weed control, so it gets rid of some of those stubborn weeds. It also helps prevent those ant beds from ever starting in the first place. And it helps feed your yard in preparation for the summer heat and drought conditions, which is going to help keep your yard healthy throughout the summer months. And we're going to start making this more of a routine around our house because it was super easy to apply and very affordable. We just used one of these inexpensive broadcast spreaders and quickly went around and applied it. Lastly, we're going to use some Miracle-Gro to go ahead and feed some of these plants so they can get a good, healthy start. And it's something that's good to kind of maintain, especially when they're getting first established, because it can really help these plants thrive. There's two different options. One connects to a water hose and the other is just sort of a shake and feed. So you just sort of put these granulars out near their plants. But this one that connects to the water hose was super easy to use and is going to help these plants thrive.
You can check out all of these products out at Home Depot, and they are also linked down below. And thank you, Home Depot, for sponsoring this video. Okay, I have all the prices listed on my phone, so let's go over the cost. The composite edging was $55.96. The landscape fabric was $14.98. The landscape fabric staples were $4.98. For 22 plants, it was $248.54. 2 bags of garden soil was $15.94. The paver base and the pavers or the stepstones was $43.10. The gravel, which we already had, but we calculated it to be $150. The pot with the hose in it was $39.50, and the 3 lanterns were $74.91. And that brings our grand total to $647.91. And then I know this is relative to us, but this might help. We had 36 feet of this gravel bed, so that turned out to be around $18 a foot for this project.